Chosen one, stop scrolling immediately. Do not swipe past this video. I am not asking for your attention today. I am warning you. Heaven had to reroute this exact message 3 different times just to reach your screen, because the enemy has been working overtime to intercept this frequency. They threw constant distractions at your path. They created sudden chaos in your life. They did everything possible to keep you blind to what is happening in the unseen realm. But their blockade failed. You are here because a divine appointment was scheduled for you before you took your first breath. The darkness is terrified. There is a massive reason why hell is terrified of you hearing this truth today. And it has everything to do with the specific season of delay you have been trapped in. For months you have felt like your life is on a permanent pause. You watch other people move forward while you feel stuck in a waiting room, and it feels like your prayers hit a brass ceiling. You have started to question your own calling. You wonder if you made a wrong turn somewhere or if God simply forgot about you. But heaven is telling you to erase that lie right now. Take a deep breath and really hear this. You did not do anything wrong. You are not being punished, and you are certainly not forgotten. The delay you are experiencing is not a sign of rejection. It is a sign of severe spiritual interception. The enemy saw the magnitude of the blessing carrying your name, and they panicked when they realized the generational cycles you are about to break. So, they launched a coordinated attack to drain your energy and make you surrender just moments before your miracle manifests. This brings us to that strange exhaustion you have been carrying lately. You know exactly what I am talking about. It is a bone-deep fatigue that hours of sleep cannot fix. You wake up at 3 or 4 in the morning with a racing heart. You feel a heavy pressure sitting on your chest. The world might label this as clinical anxiety, but the world does not understand the weight of a spiritual mantle. Your physical body is exhausted because your spirit has been fighting intense battles in dimensions you cannot even see, acting as a shield for people who do not even know they are under attack. You are a cycle breaker, and breaking cycles requires an immense amount of supernatural energy from your soul every day. The enemy wants you to believe you are just weak. I am going to reveal the exact scientific and spiritual reason for this heavy exhaustion in just a moment. But first, we need to break the immediate pressure. If you feel a heavy weight lifting from your shoulders right now, type 777 in the comments as a sign of your agreement with heaven to release the burden. Let the false identity fall away. You are not a regular human living a difficult life. You are a celestial warrior operating in enemy territory. The darkness is terrified of the moment you fully realize your own power. They are hiding a massive truth about your mind and your original divine design. When you were a child, you had a brilliant connection to the divine. You had sharp intuition and effortless creativity. But the modern world slowly turned that light off. This suppression is not an accident. It is a design system to keep chosen ones disconnected from their original frequency. The enemy uses the noise and stress of this earthly realm. They use that noise to keep your brain locked in a constant state of survival. They know that if you ever step out of survival mode, your true spiritual architecture will activate and shift the atmosphere. The delay ends. The doors open automatically. That is the exact threat you pose to the kingdom of darkness. I am naming this early because I do not want to build false mystery just to sell you something at the end, and I respect your spiritual journey far too much for that. Let me tell you directly what exists to fix this so you can decide if you want to stay for the full picture. What we just discussed actually has a physical solution. Dr. Robert Lake discovered a precise acoustic tool to reverse this suppression. It is an audio protocol called the Genius Song. This tool does not give you anything new. It simply uses brain entrainment to reactivate your dormant gamma brainwaves. It turns off the survival noise and turns back on your original genius frequency inside your brilliant mind. Some of you already feel your spirit pulling toward this. If you know this is the key you have been praying for, you can find the protocol waiting for you in the description and the pinned comment below. Do not rush if you need more context. But if your soul recognizes the truth, you have permission to step through that door right now. For those who are staying, we need to go deeper into the blueprint the enemy used against you. We need to expose how they weaponized your goodness to keep you exhausted. Because once you understand their strategy, their power over your timeline is permanently broken. Let us uncover the hidden blocker, keeping your breakthrough on hold. Let us closely examine the silent season you are walking through right now. The world told you that your profound isolation was a punishment, and you started to believe their toxic lies. You thought people walked away because you were difficult. You thought your intense energy pushed them all away. But let me reframe your reality right now. You have been reading the spiritual signs completely backwards. The sudden departure of those specific people was not a rejection, because God was simply removing the heavy dead weight. This was always a deliberate and divine eviction. Heaven saw the secret intentions of the people hiding around you. God cleared your room to insulate your spirit from low frequencies that could not travel with you to this next dimension. You were acting as an emotional sponge for everyone. They selfishly took your brilliant golden light every day. They constantly left you with their heavy burdens. So the Most High isolated you to completely stop the massive energy drain, and this separation was necessary to protect your true calling. The quiet silence is your ultimate safe sanctuary. You have always been the universal problem solver for everyone else. Your gentle heart is your greatest asset, but the enemy weaponized your deep empathy against you. They sent counterfeit connections disguised as friends to keep your focus divided, and they wanted you to waste your divine gifts. You poured your rare energy into ungrateful, bottomless pits. You gave those toxic people absolutely everything you had. Heaven had to step in and hit the pause button on your timeline to save your precious soul from total destruction. Look at the greatest spiritual warriors in the ancient holy texts. Think about Joseph sitting in a dark prison cell for years. Think about David hiding in cold caves while he was already anointed, because his destiny required a season of deep hidden preparation. Their frustrating delay was never a permanent denial. The wilderness was the exact place where their inner architecture was built. God had to prepare their nervous systems to handle the massive weight of glory, and you are walking through that exact same fire today. This brings us to the hidden truth about your chronic exhaustion. I promise to explain why you feel so incredibly drained lately. You are not just tired from working a job or handling daily stress. You are doing the heavy lifting for your entire bloodline. Your soul is actively breaking generational curses that have haunted your family line for centuries, and you carry this massive burden while you sleep. You are fighting demons in the unseen realm. That is the real definition of intense spiritual warfare. Your physical body is just trying to survive the battle. Science and spirituality are speaking the exact same language about this. When you break a deep cycle, your physical brain actually has to rewire its pathways, and your nervous system must recalibrate to hold higher frequencies. This requires a massive amount of metabolic energy. Your spirit is burning fuel at an incredible rate. Your exhaustion is simply the physical symptom of a profound spiritual UPG-RAD. Do not let anyone tell you that you are just lazy or unmotivated. You are undergoing a complete cellular transformation right now, but the enemy wants to use this transition period to break you. They use the constant chaotic noise of the modern world to keep your brain trapped in a state of pure survival mode. The scientific experts call this the tragic decline effect. It is a biological block that forces your brilliant gamma waves into a dormant state. You need to understand that your intense sensitivity is not a flaw. When you walk into a crowded room and instantly feel the heavy toxic energy, you are not suffering from anxiety. That is your spiritual discernment operating at peak capacity. You were explicitly designed to read the room perfectly. You have the power to shift the entire atmosphere. The painful wilderness season is officially coming to a close. Heaven is preparing to transition you from the hidden shadows into the public light, and the anointing on your life is about to manifest physically. The heavy waiting room doors are finally unlocking today. The universe is ready to reward your silent endurance. But this sudden transition requires your absolute obedience and focus. There are thousands of chosen ones walking through this exact same dark night right now. Hit that like button right now to send a signal. Do it so this specific message can reach another chosen one who is struggling in the dark, because your action could save their life. You are standing on sacred ground at the edge of your promised land, but there is one final obstacle blocking your path. The dangerous counterfeit friends are finally gone forever. The worst distractions have been removed from your path. The ultimate enemy is hiding much closer to home. Stay with me right now, because this next truth is heavy. What I am about to share will reach places inside you that you have never been able to put into words. We are going to expose the final hidden agreement today. Do not let your mind wander right now. This is the exact moment everything changes. We have talked about the toxic people who drained your energy. We exposed the dark entities fighting you in the unseen realm, but they are not your ultimate enemy. The biggest threat to your glorious destiny is the hidden agreement of severe limitation living deep inside your own mind. You have been terrified of your own immense power. You shrink yourself to fit into ordinary rooms because you do not want to intimidate the fragile egos around you. You apologize for your deep intuition. You hide your intense light to make other people feel comfortable. But heaven is telling you that your gentleness was never the ceiling. It was only the foundation of your spirit. You were never meant to be perfectly tamed by society. You were meant to be completely trusted by the divine. This leads us to the massive secret I promised you at the beginning. I told you this message was rerouted 3 times. The enemy desperately tried to hide this exact revelation from you, because they know the truth will set you free. They hijacked the algorithm to bury this truth. They sent sudden distractions to make you click away. They did this because they know the terrifying reality about your identity. You are not just following a divine plan. You are the divine plan. God did not create a rigid blueprint first, and then try to force your beautiful spirit to perfectly fit inside it. He created your brilliant soul first, and then the entire master plan formed completely around you. You are the exact reason why heaven had to change its strategy. The dark forces know that if you ever wake up to this absolute truth, their control over your timeline is finished. So they convinced you to play the role of the helpless victim. They made you believe your profound exhaustion was a permanent failure. They tricked you into waiting for external permission to use your authority. But the brutal truth is that nobody is coming to save you. You do not need saving because you are the ones sent here to save them. The brutal delay was never caused by demons blocking the door, but it was actually caused by your own hidden fears. The delay happened because you refused to turn the handle. You were waiting for heaven to give you a sign, while heaven was waiting for you to realize your own strength. The cycle of brutal self-sabotage dies right here in this room. Listen to me very carefully right now. The painful betrayal you survived was never your fault. Your heart was pure and authentic. You simply handed your divine pearls to those who only understood dirt. You thought you failed them when the relationship shattered. But heaven is declaring today that you actually survived them. I release you from the heavy guilt you have been carrying, because you do not have to fight their endless battles anymore. The lonely watchman is finally allowed to rest. Take a deep breath and let the heavy armor fall from your tired shoulders. The enemy convinced you that your intense light was a terrible burden. But today that ugly lie burns straight to the ground. You are not too much for this world, but the people around you were simply too small for your massive spiritual anointing. Your survival identity is officially expiring today. You do not need to explain your quiet boundaries to anyone. Your silence was a lethal spiritual weapon. When they expected you to break down and cry, you walked away in absolute peace. You demonstrated the exact quality that makes your soul unique in all of creation. This quiet strength is exactly why the universe trusts you with the ultimate power to shift the atmosphere of any room you enter. You chose to hold the brilliant light while you were surrounded by thick darkness. The enemy is violently shaking because they know what happens next. The season of suppression is violently ending. Heaven does not wait for you to feel completely ready. The universe only waits for you to say yes to your divine assignment, and this yes will unlock the doors that have been shut for years. You must stop treating your preparation like an endless process. You stayed in the waiting room for years because the unknown magnitude of your calling terrified you. But the mask is coming off right now. You are waking up to the reality of your dormant gamma frequency. Your spiritual DNA is recognizing the undeniable truth of this moment. This profound internal shift triggers your accelerated fulfillment. Once you break the mental agreement of limitation, the physical reality has no choice but to align with your new frequency. The heavy brain fog will lift completely. The sudden financial miracles will begin to land. The divine connections will find you effortlessly. But there is a crucial bridge between your spiritual awakening and your physical reality. Your nervous system is still trapped in the old frequency of stress. You cannot step into tomorrow while your beautiful brain is still broadcasting the desperate survival signals of yesterday. You need a physical anchor to bypass the noisy chaos of this earthly realm. I am going to show you how to restore your true frequency today. Remember earlier, when I first mentioned that specific audio tool? It is time to walk through exactly what it does. You are a chosen one born with two powerful brain waves, and you carried the brilliant gamma frequency when you were a gifted child. But the noise of this world violently forced it to sleep. The genius song is the precise protocol to finally wake it up. I want to tell you about a 47-year-old manager who felt completely stuck. She used this audio protocol for 18 days and felt nothing at all. She almost gave up because she expected a sudden dramatic miracle, but she decided to keep listening out of pure curiosity. And then day 34 arrived with an overwhelming sense of profound, absolute peace. She suddenly made a massive decision without any hesitation. The heavy mental fog disappeared completely from her tired mind. Her transformation was a beautiful, slow burn, because true nervous system recalibration always takes time. Dr. Robert Lake spent 34 years developing this specific technology. He mapped the exact frequencies your beautiful soul desperately needs to heal from the trauma, and he compressed them into a single track. Scientists at MIT and Princeton have studied this brain entrainment technology. They confirmed that the tragic decline effect can be reversed. This is not about trying harder or forcing your exhausted mind to focus. It is about letting the sound waves gently shift your internal state while you rest, and the science perfectly aligns with your spiritual design. You simply put on your stereo headphones and sit quietly. You just listen for 7 minutes every single morning. Your brain naturally absorbs the healing frequency without any physical effort, and your divine intuition begins to sharpen automatically. You do not need complicated meditation routines. You only need a quiet room and a willing spirit. I would never disrespect your financial situation or ask you to waste money. Exclusive biofeedback therapy costs hundreds of dollars for a single session, and standard wellness retreats charge thousands for the exact same results. The elite classes want to keep this powerful technology hidden behind massive paywalls because they deeply fear an awakened chosen generation. But Dr. Lake intentionally made this tool accessible for only $39. This is a one-time investment in your spiritual architecture. It includes 4 profound bonuses worth exactly $80 total. You receive the complete package immediately, and your peace of mind is completely honored here today without any complicated hidden conditions. You get a 90-day keep, the bonus guarantee. If your spirit does not feel the massive shift, you receive a full refund and keep everything. 366 chosen ones have already walked through this specific door, and less than 4% of them ever request their provision back, because the amazing results truly speak for themselves. You must understand the true cost of waiting. Every day your gamma sleeps is another day lived below your divine potential. The future version of you is looking back at this exact moment, and your future self is begging you to make the right choice today. Do not let the dark enemy convince you to pause your ultimate breakthrough. Your destiny requires action, but you must guard your pure spirit carefully. There are dangerous imitation products scattered across the internet right now. They use ordinary audio with absolutely no real brain entrainment technology. Those fake tracks will only scramble your divine alignment because they carry empty frequencies designed to confuse you. You will not find the authentic protocol anywhere else. The only verified source is the link waiting for you below. The door is open in the description and the pinned comment. Step through that threshold if your spirit confirms this absolute truth. Subscribe to this channel right now, because heaven is not done speaking to you, and you simply cannot afford to miss the very next prophetic instruction. Share this message today. Place your hand on your heart and speak this truth with me. I release the heavy burden of my old survival identity today. I command the chaotic noise of this world to leave my mind immediately. I am ready to step into the absolute fullness of my divine calling, and I welcome the quiet miracles heaven prepared for me. I am a warrior. Type "I am ready" in the comments to physically seal this sacred declaration. Your new frequency is officially activated today. Trust the gentle process of your profound restoration. Destiny's embrace is waiting for you just around the corner, and you are finally heading home to your true magnificent power. Walk forward with absolute certainty. The silence is broken,